All right, welcome back. So I saw this story, a post on Tunde Ednot's page earlier. Shout out to Tunde Ednot. And I thought we should definitely walk through this video together. I think it's a fantastic video, but also shed some light on the reality of the whole point of a marriage. I have a video coming out about that with Idris Abdul Karim on the reality of marriage. It's not to procreate, is not to do kerewa. Those are the icing on the cake. These are the real things that it means in real life for the people who do it right. Okay, so, and this story that you're about to listen to is not exactly all the way fortunate, but maybe long last it was fortunate. But I'll let you assess it. Let me just play it.
Was a servant of God. When we married in America, it was just two of us. Of course, the American culture, we did everything together. But Pastor did it with joy. He did it whistling, washing toilets, mopping the ground, vacuuming, cooking and all.
So if any one of you, either in the chat or in the comment later, know who this lady is, please post her name. I don't know who she is, honestly. I don't know. And her name wasn't posted too. But she's talking about when they were in America, right? Let's see here. Let me make sure that we end this. Okay, good. She's talking about when they were in America and with her husband. Her husband has passed away now, and that's what she's narrating. You know, and
when I had Blessing, it was only two of us in the room. He held her more than me, and at night he would bring her cot to his side to make sure she was breathing and to take care of her so I could sleep. He continued till we came to Abuja. Pastor used to make breakfast for us, Caleb.
Now, quickly for you ladies, right? Her husband has passed away right now. My hope is that she remember to appreciate him like this before he passed away, or before he got sick at all. Okay, he got sick. Apparently, he had cancer and died. She will tell the story in a little bit here. So I had to pause that to shed light on that. Like, do you wait until your sea finish has faded before you appreciate your spouse, right? On both sides, either a man or a woman. There's a good chance that you do if you're normal like the rest of us. I'm shedding light on this so you can remember, okay? So you can be aware that it's a real thing that we all do, and you need to work better at making sure that you appreciate once in a while. That's what makes it sweet. Actually, the fact that you don't do it every day is what makes it sweet. But once in a while, just catch yourself and say, I just want to appreciate you. I want you to know I appreciate you. Sadly, people wait until they've lost the person. I'm not saying her particularly. I don't know what she did back then. But people wait until it's too late before they start to appreciate their husband. The only thing they remember, or their wife, the only thing they remember is the resentments. You know, it's the people that is in your life that you will offend. There will be more than enough offenses by default, as a thing, as just a reality, right? So that means you will have more than enough resentments to remember. But don't wait until that person has left your life before you start to appreciate them. The fact that they've left your life from a marriage standpoint doesn't mean they've left your life. If they're still alive right now and they're serving one way or the other, no matter how little it is, put more focus on appreciating the little they're doing, because it has a tendency of expanding to more. Okay? Yoruba people also say, because again, we are human beings. We're complex, but not really. All you have to do is appreciate people. They tend to want more of it. They tend to do more of it, right? And if you've done very badly in the past, that means you have to be extra patient because what happens is that they don't really believe you the first time you try to do it now. So you have to be consistent with it over time before they start to believe it and say, oh, this person has changed. And usually people will try it once or twice and say, but I appreciated her. It didn't work. She's still evil. Yeah, part of the test is patience. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you what works across the board. Regardless of what race, culture, society you live in, humans are humans at the very core. All right? You rub their ego small, they want more of it. Okay? So what happens is that they they do more of what it is you're rubbing their ego about, right? It could be the least. The fact that it's actually small is what makes it magnified. Like that's nothing. Why are you thanking me for that? Instead of you flipping it like the modern people and say, why should I thank you for bare minimum? Let's continue.
On Saturdays, Helen, remember, Pastor will cook for us. He will cut oranges, he will do eggs, he will do this, he will do that. He will serve it on the table and come and knock on our doors to come and eat. And he will pack the plates to the kitchen. Pastor always ate and took his plate to the kitchen. Pastor fixed our bed. Pastor cleaned till he died. I will never forget one scene. By now, cancer had. So who sent me? Now they sent myself, now they cry alone. Pastor was so.
Somebody said, well, if my husband carried his own plate to the kitchen too and helped me with chores, I will appreciate it more. I'm going to offend you right now. There's a good chance you won't. Okay? There's a very good chance that it will become see-finish. What you enjoy on a consistent basis, naturally, you tend to overlook it. Okay? If you did it once in a while, if it's a one-off situation, yes, you can appreciate it. It doesn't mean they shouldn't help you. What I'm saying is that if he's doing it consistently, are you paying attention to the things you're getting consistently and appreciating it? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you don't need help, that you shouldn't help all the time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's a good chance that if it's happening consistently, you water it down. You call it bare minimum and you don't appreciate it. The same thing with men. Men do that too. Oh, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's taking care of her mother. Do you pause once in a while and say, babe, thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you, because that's actually the reality. What would you do without her? Your life will be discombobulated. Right? No matter how little it is that she does. Oh, there's something that she should do. She doesn't do enough. She's a modern woman. Like the little she does, do you focus on it and make it expand? Or you're too lazy and you don't have patience, like you want it now. She must be like your friend's wife right now. Is that what you're doing? This is a lot of work, but it becomes better. It becomes easier. It becomes second nature with time, just because you're aware. Okay? All of us, we tend not to appreciate the boring regular stuff because it's happening every time, so we don't really pay attention to it. But if something happens, right? What do we want? That thing that we don't have. We want more of it. Listen, if you're like that, you're like the rest of us. Okay? What I'm telling you is that you're probably missing out on so much more you could be getting when you appreciate the little things. The little things, right? So, she's remembering the moment where the guy's about to pass away. She remembers everything when he used to take his plate to the kitchen and watch his plate and, act like a modern man. A lot of modern men think just because they do that, they deserve. Not necessarily. It doesn't mean she will suddenly be good. Okay? Then if I was to narrow down to 2 or 1 of what you need the most is, I will keep telling you, social and emotional intelligence. It's not about you washing plates. You can wash plates, she won't appreciate it. Probably because you are terrible at appreciating the little stuff she does too. But that's what she asked for. She wanted me to help in the house. I help in the house, it's still not enough. Well, there's a good chance that you're lame and you're not paying attention. You don't know how to listen actively. But again, we will need to know your particular story. But let's keep going.
Sick. By now he was losing his memory, his sight, his everything, and he vomited. And the vomit was so strong, some of it came out in his pant. He was not seen at all, but he was trying to wash the underwears. I caught him in that blind state, trying not to put me through packing it. I said, honey, please leave it. And I could scarcely take him out. And I came this morning to challenge us husbands and wives to serve one another. To serve one another. I will not remember 99% of the messages Pastor Ina preached, but I will never forget his kindness. I will never forget.
Pay attention to that. Again, because you're a natural person, if you have see-finish syndrome, it's okay. Okay, I just want you to be aware of it. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Okay, remember what she just said. She will never forget his kindness. Why? Because kindness, the way she received that is feelings. People don't forget how they feel around you. Okay, it actually takes them, oftentimes, sadly, having to lose that person, not her in particular, I don't know her story, I'm just saying, most people, to reflect back and start to count your blessings now. I know it sounds like I'm preaching. I'm not. You see Bible in my hands. This is reality of life. Okay. Don't wait until it's too late. You will resent yourself. You have a hard time forgiving yourself. Okay, because all those things you can see right now is actually being stored. The memory is there, but don't like sometimes just sit there and say, let me outline how this person serves me. That's how you're serving, because what she just said is this: you're serving. Make sure you're serving each other. I like to add more context to the idea of doing stuff for each other, love each other. The reality is that there's no such thing as simultaneous loving each other. It's usually because somebody is leading, somebody is seducing the other person. At some point, it becomes second nature. It feels like it's a synergy. It feels like there's a harmony. It's a feeling. Somebody was leading. Why can't it be you in this moment? It doesn't mean you have to keep doing it. It's just because you know that the reciprocation will happen. Okay? It will happen. Now, especially if you're a man. Women are incubators. Whatever you give to them, they will multiply and reciprocate. You're actually doing it for self. It's actually a selfish move, if you understand. If you are narcissistic or you're lame, you're stuck in what you want to get now. You can't see far. You lack vision and foresight. You can't see that far. So what is it that you do? You're trying to hold women accountable. Well, she's going to multiply that for you too. Welcome to reality.
His kindness. I'll never forget his servanthood. And I've told you over and over how every day Pastor will come back. When he was going to work, he will stand and say, honey, is there anything you want for me to do for you today? Every day. And there were times he would have gone and I would have forgotten it. Maybe 5 minutes later, I will hear him running back to the room. I say, honey, what did you forget? He said, oh, I forgot to ask if there's anything you want for me to do for you today. That's the man I married. So as I do this work, Pastor is dead, and I'm serving God. But to me, I just feel a sense of loyalty to Pastor, so that this work he started will not die. I want to challenge every man. Some of you, the last time you picked a plate was when you left your mother's house. Your wife has become your glorified house help. You are just a boss in your house. Unboss yourself. Unboss yourself. Unboss yourself. It's a big life. It's a big life when a man cleans, when a man changes diapers. For boys, of course, don't change your girls' diapers. When a man washes. Pastor, till today, I don't have a washing machine and a dryer in the house. From culture, just from we wash our panties, my panties and Pastor's. Any of us could wash it. It was not a big deal. Pastor was not a boss. And those of you, how many of you met Pastor Ina? Let me see your hand. Am I telling the truth about Pastor? Pastor will stop and greet people. Pastor was not a boss. That's my first story. Pastor was a servant of God.
All right. So the real question is that, are you? Hopefully she did. She seems like a great woman. Are you able to remember and give people their flowers when they're here? Are you able to give your wife her flowers when she's with you, when she's still with you? Even if she's an ex-wife, you're still getting value from her. Are you able to do the same thing with your husband? Right? You don't think you need your ex and ex-husband, right? You do. You do. Okay? If you have them on your side, on your team, they will make your life super easier. Is it easy? No, it's easier said than done, but it's doable. Okay? And it starts with being aware. Okay? Or you have another choice that most people make: be caught up in your feelings and say that person lie, never. Like, that's okay too. You have your reasons, and I respect your reasons. But I was just hoping that maybe adding a little insight to what you have going on can help. All right. So that's that with that story.